Thank you, Janet. It's an academic tradition for a representative of the graduating class to speak on behalf of the graduates, reflecting on their experiences as students and the future journey on which they are about to embark. And so, it is now my great pleasure to introduce you, your valedictorian, Simon Tibbo. Simon is a graduate of the Honors Bachelor of Interior Design program. He excelled in his studies at Sheridan, winning Pearce Project of the Year and the Benjamin Moore Sustainability Award. Simon has been an active member of his learning community, taking part in open houses and orientations. He also served as the Master of Ceremonies for the 2019 Interior Design Grad Show. His passion and enthusiasm are greatly admired by his peers. Simon.
Thank you, Dean Rosenberg. Good evening, everyone. Chancellor McCallion, esteemed faculty, honored guests, parents, family, friends, and of course, the graduating class of 2019. It is an honor to stand before you tonight as a representative of the student body. When I was asked to prepare a speech, though, I had absolutely no idea where to begin or even what I wanted to say. I couldn't help but think back on how much I've changed in the last 4 years, and I found myself constantly revisiting the mindset I was in as I prepared to start my program. In a way, I think that that's probably the best place to begin. When I first moved to Oakville to study at Sheridan, I was nervous for many reasons, not the least of which was the fact that I had crossed the country. I'm from Newfoundland, and back home we have one phrase that I think Sheridan has played a pretty large role in popularizing. It's come from away. And while Newfoundlanders usually use it to refer to those who come to the province from other places, when I was preparing for my first day at school, I was definitely feeling like a come from away myself. And I know that I'm not alone in having felt that way. So many of us here tonight face that same apprehension. And yet within the first few days at school, I met so many people who we were all united in having come from away. As the weeks became months and the semesters started to fly by, it wasn't just my classmates, but it was other Sheridan students I met on campus or at part-time jobs. Some of them were even roommates. And we were all in that same boat. Being able to share in the experience and juggling our own independence with our academic study made that transition so much easier for each of us to manage. So whether we came from across the world, across the country, or across the street, we have all benefited from the diversity of Sheridan's student body. Our time here provided countless opportunities to learn from one another, and through the new perspectives gained, we have built and established empathy and compassion between us. As we prepare for whatever life lies ahead, let us not forget how much we've grown during this chapter, and let us remember that we are never alone in feeling a little out of place at the onset of something new. This apprehension is normal, and it quickly fades when we are able to look to one another for support. When I came to Sheridan, I won't lie, I was also nervous to be entering a creative field. I'm sure many of us, if not all of us here tonight, have been told at one point or another to pursue something more practical, to pursue something that would earn more money. Am I right? Here's the thing, I did, or well, at least I tried. When I first graduated high school, initially I pursued an English degree, and after 1 year I withdrew because I felt unfulfilled and in need of change. I took some time out and I built a portfolio to apply to Sheridan. And when I was accepted, I was thrilled, but I was also terrified. I had entered a program in an industry that I knew little about based solely on a passion that I felt for design. And I was terrified I would wind up hating this program too, and I would become every parent's worst nightmare. A serial dropout. But yet again, within days, I realized that for so many of my peers, the path that had led us to Sheridan was long and winding, but we had all found our niche. During our studies, the many different paths my peers and I led turned into different additional strengths, skills, and keen insights that have all benefited one another. So whether this program is your first or your fifth, and whether you're headed into your dream job or the road ahead continues to be long and winding, we're here tonight because we chose to take a risk and pursue a passion for something creative. And I think that that alone is worth celebrating. But now we're all about to become alumni, and that feels absolutely surreal to say. Being alumni entails so much more than our academic achievement. It means that we have officially completed the Sheridan experience. It means that, we know the pure bliss of a taco in a bag after pub night. It means that probably half of us at some point wound up living in the apartments above the Rabba in Oakville. Which, of course, also means half of us have gotten food poisoning from the Rabba in Oakville. And for anyone who ever attended HMC, we all know the distinct joy that can only be felt when you have to stand at the back of the shuttle bus after a full day of classes. So, while I've spoken at length tonight about what unites us as Sheridan students, remember that it's not just about the important and sentimental things. It's also about all these trivial, silly, everyday experiences. When we look back on our time as students, I hope we'll all be able to have a few good laughs, because that's how you know that all of your hard work was really worthwhile. To conclude, to the class of 2019, I hope the future brings the kind of success that can't be measured by a paycheck. I mean, of course, I hope we can all put a roof over our heads, but more than that, I hope that whatever you do and wherever you go, you find joy and fulfillment in doing it. To our incredible faculty, thank you so much for teaching us, for honing our minds and our skills, and for pushing us to be the very best of ourselves. To our parents, guardians, family, partners, and friends, thank you for believing in us. Thank you for your guidance, your love, and every ounce of support you've given us. To my mom and dad, thank you so much for coming from away tonight. And to everyone else, this has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for your time, and congratulations again to the class of 2019.
Simon, on behalf of all of us, please accept a small token for your wise, funny, and inspiring words. All the best.